All right, match one. Let's let's get to this, shall we? Giganta. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this is probably Mono Green Tron. Now you never know. Maybe somebody got inspired by my 12 Exalted Infectless that I've been working on that also incidentally plays Giganta. Which this isn't a deck tech for that deck, but there is a reason why I play Giganta. I mean, I can probably deduce there's a lot of Exalted triggers, and the reality is, like, sometimes you just win with like a 5/5 creature and a lot of Exalted triggers. But anyway, I highly doubt that this is that deck. If it was, this would be a perfectly fine hand. But I'm gonna assume it's Tron. Which, by the way, this is one of the downsides to playing a companion, folks. If we win this game and it is Tron, like I suspect, a lot of that might have to do with the fact that I know it's Tron. So that is definitely a downside. And hands up perfect, but actually game one, there's literally no advantage to having more than one Blood Moon. That being said, this hand doesn't have pressure, so maybe that first hand was better. I mean, I was kind of mulliganing the Blood Moon, but maybe they actually won this game because of this, and I didn't realize that the problem is I have to mulligan the Blood Moon and creatures. I play like 20 creatures though. So, like, Blood Moon and creatures really shouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, that big of a problem, but my prediction is it is, unfortunately. Yeah, but, you know, sometimes I can win with Obosh. That's one nice thing about a companion, is you always have... It's a very, very slow companion that may not be good enough. But, okay, see, we would have lost for sure if we didn't draw Blood Moon exactly on turn 3, which most likely wasn't going to happen. So I can't guarantee that we're going to win this game, but the only reason we had a chance was because we knew they were on Tron. And that hand with 4 lands, 2 burn spells, and a Seasoned Pyromancer, and a Swiftspear, one of which I think was a Flame Slash, which was terrible against Tron, if I remember correctly. You know, I can look at the video later, so maybe it wasn't. For some reason, I thought it was Lightning Bolt and Flame Slash, but looking back at it, it might not be. Anyway, let's see. Please no Oblivion Stone. If they don't have Oblivion Stone, we got a chance. If they do have Oblivion Stone... Okay, if they do have Oblivion Stone, it might... I mean, like, I wouldn't do this, but, you know, it would totally be... Like, you could totally just scoop right there if it's Oblivion Stone. The reason why not to is because sometimes they don't hit the 5th land. It's very unlikely, and they almost certainly will, usually, but... Dang it. Curving out to Obosh would have been a much more likely path to victory, but... Obosh is just so good at ending the game in short order. Yeah, alright. I don't want to sugarcoat it, folks, but we're probably not going to win this one. Because curving out to Obosh was kind of the only way I thought we were going to win this. The problem is once they hit 6 mana for Wormcoil, they stall the game out so badly that it's just very hard to finish them before all their other nutso stuff comes online. Thank goodness they didn't go grab their Giganta, because stalling with Giganta would have been a huge problem. I don't know, maybe we draw a land and we hammer and bolt and still bring them down to 1, which maybe that's enough with 1 more burn spell, but the problem is bringing them down to 1, unless they top deck that's why they don't put Giganta in their hand. I'm used to this being a little more of a sideboard card, but I guess there's a lot of red in the meta. Well, we did draw our land, but it's kind of not under the circumstances we would have liked. Okay, I think we got to put Obosh to hand, because the only way we win this is if either they are stuck on mana to get to their 6th land, or they don't have Wormcoil. I don't know. This is kind of tough now, because the amount of things we have to hope they don't have are kind of really high. Alright. Alright, Tron is a lovely deck to face. Not a problem by any means, but if they're playing Thragtusk, it's just a little annoying, because if they're playing Thragtusk, they're basically just trying to give a middle finger to your deck, which maybe we should be flattered by, because it means they respect our deck, but I'd rather win than them respect our deck. Anyway. Jeez, I don't see how we... If we hit our 5th land, maybe we had some possibility, but I almost just feel like scooping right now. I don't know. All of these options suck here. But let's not kid ourselves, guys. If this was light up the stage, it wouldn't have made a lick of a difference. The only way it would have made a difference is if we either dug to a Blood Moon faster, or if we would have dug to more burn spells faster. But given that they had Thragtusk, it wasn't going to make a lick of a difference. If they didn't have Thragtusk, and we got them down to 1 life, and then they stabilized, then I could say, yeah, you know, there is an outside possibility that you know, that not playing light up the stage in that slot cost us the game. But bottom line is we didn't have enough for early pressure plus the Blood Moon. So I'm going to take the Blood Moon, or are they going to take the? I'm going to take. I'd take the Blood Moon if I were them. They don't know they've got another one or land. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's probably the best, because yeah, but they could just take Obosh anytime they want. So I don't even know. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. Essentially, any card they take is going to be kind of too hard for us to deal with. I think Blood Moon was probably objectively the best pick if they didn't know we had another Blood Moon in hand, but I can respect that too. Alright, well, this is definitely not one of these games where Ragavan's going to do anything. Yeah, maybe secretly actually seeing Gigantha actually lost me the game, because maybe the best play was to just keep that first hand and then just hope to draw Blood Moon. Honestly, I kind of forgot that I'm not necessarily mulling to Blood Moon. I'm mulling to early creatures and Blood Moon, which maybe that's too much to ask for. And maybe that makes mono green Tron actually a bad matchup, even though for some reason my my win rate's been pretty evenish. Honestly, one of the reasons why it might have been evenish, though, is I might have been keeping hands like that more and then just randomly drawing Blood Moon when I don't see a Gigantha and I incorrectly mulligan to Blood Moon. And looking back at it, that probably was the wrong mulligan decision. I don't want to show them Ragavan. I don't think I've seen anybody play Ragavan yet, because they're like $100 a pop. I feel kind of like I was gypped. And I heard people have a hard time running them too. You probably need like the biggest premium membership of them all or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think they're so expensive. I don't know how the renting system works, but my guess is they're so obscenely expensive that probably they're priced at a basically maybe even like all renting clans. Unless you play like nothing but basic lands plus Ragavan or something. I don't know. Jeez. Yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't want them to see it because I want to have the option to play a turn 2 Moon Effect, and I don't want. You would think it would be automatic that I'd have this, but I could totally respect them not believing I've got Ragavan, because it's just I don't think I've ever seen anybody play it, because it is just objectively way too expensive, and a lot of people are probably smarter than me and just don't want to bother with it. Thankfully, I can't afford it. I can't afford it, and I mean, you know, just because I can't afford it doesn't mean I should have done this. But geez. Well, I don't know. I'm partially playing this out just for entertainment. I know, like, one of Jeff Hoogland's biggest complaints is that, like, he scoops a lot in his videos, and I watch some of his videos from time to time, and I don't know. I definitely agree. I'm one of those people that agrees that it for me at least, it decreases the viewing experience when I don't get to see the game to its conclusion. I know why he does, though. No, I'm just gonna scoop here because, well, let's see if they tick up. We'll scoop as soon as they tick up with Karn, if that's what they're on. That's the one time I will scoop. It's just I don't want them to see Ragavan. Okay, they don't. Little pro tip: I would have ticked up. I might have been on auto yield, and if you tick up, you might be able to get to see what they're up to for next game. Because this maybe they want to bring in Dismembers with Ragavan, because I could see taking me off the ability to play a turn 2 Moon or Pillage can actually be huge. Actually, this matchup, you know what, guys, folks, I don't want to necessarily say Mono Green Tron is a bad matchup yet. I was still thinking under the old pre-Ragavan days. The fact that we have turn 2 Moon and Pillage on the play or draw, and that's going to be huge on the draw if we're lucky enough to win the next game, that is a game changer, because that means we no longer have to cross our fingers and hope they get bad luck in Game 3. That was the biggest problem with Mono Green Tron, is we basically had to win Game 1. And so that means we were almost just basically in scoop territory. Like under the old, in the pre-Ragavan days, we might as well in a way just scoop. I mean, I wouldn't for like good viewing experiences, and I really didn't for the most part, because sometimes they do get obscenely bad luck. But it almost feels like just scooping, because when you can't take them off a Tron on Game 3 no matter what, it's just kind of disheartening. Anyway, so here's the thing: we got so much Moon, we got so much hate in the form of Moon, Magus in the Moon. Yeah, and I forgot. Obviously, Magus in the Moon comes in against Green Tron. It doesn't really come in against Eldrazi Tron, because they don't really care about it as much. So here's the dilemma, and I don't think it's actually that much of a dilemma. It's clearly Hammer that has to come out. Hammer's a little better with Obosh, but I think we probably just won if we play Obosh. So yeah, it's got to be Hammer. Hammer is definitely the hands down clunkiest card out of all of these. So let's this gets shut off by Karn, but that's okay. I think Karn the Great Creator is the way to go, but I still see some players that aren't on it. And that was some nice tech right there, playing a companion to actually make us make a bad mulligan. My hat's off to you. All right, well, hopefully we don't get punked by our own temple on turn 3. That would suck. But I think we have to keep this. We got Pressure plus Blood Moon. Them keeping 7 is a little scary, because there's a pretty good chance they got turn 3 Tron, maybe even natural turn 3 Tron, and they've got Artifact or Enchantment Hate. I would have preferred this to me just for that reason, because I find, okay, we're probably going to be pillaging, because that's a little more reliable. So here's the play. We're going to play Pyrite Spellbomb, and we're almost certainly going to cycle this, because we need to hit that 3rd land drop. And again, I'm really hoping we don't hit that temple. I don't know, that alone is probably not going to make me reevaluate, because there's also a good chance that in an alternate universe, we didn't hit our 3rd land drop because we didn't have Temple to scry something to the bottom. So like, that which Temple giveth, it taketh away. We'll see. That's a little bit off cue. Well, wah wah wah. All right, I guess immediately I get punished for trying Temple out. Okay, well, hopefully they don't. I mean, they're playing like they got Natural Tron, and let's not kid ourselves. They probably do have Natural Tron, unless they were they got like Forest or something, and they've got like a Sylvan Scrying, and no, let's not get our hopes up. They got Natural Tron. I'm going to keep this on top. It's actually mana hungry enough that I think... I know I said usually we put a 3rd land to the bottom, but when we got like 3 drops in hand... Yep, Natty Tron. Yes! Yes, thank goodness. Because we have two Tron Hate cards. So it's still not good though, because this still stalls us, but this means we have a chance. I'd take Pillage, most likely. I don't know, it depends. The problem, I wish they'd take Pillage, because that would make me not have to make a decision on which land to hit. I think I almost certainly hit Tower, both because it's the last Tron land they played, so that's the biggest chance. That's the biggest chance that they drew this off the top, and also Tower is objectively the Tron land that we want them to have the least copies of. Now, I know in Merfolk, the wisdom is that you don't Spreading Seas Tower, but it's different, because with Spreading Seas, you encourage them to go fetch more towers, whereas here, yes, they fetch more towers, but it doesn't matter, because the problem with Spreading Seas is if they fetch more towers and then they deal with the Spreading Seas, then they have more towers available, but they won't be able to fetch anyway. Alright, so hopefully they don't play Forest and then Nature's Claim and then Wormcoil Engine, but And they might be on cue to just natural Wormcoil Engine. Again, the fact that they kept 7 was kind of problematic. I mean, make no mistake though, like it would have put us in a much better position. Top Notch here is a good sideboard card though. Actually, I gotta hand it to them. All right, so let's practice what we preach and let's pillage this. Because we really want to do this. Like, the way we win this is if they start getting mana screwed. Which, who knows, maybe they do. They haven't played any mana rock. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's play our Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's see, do we bolt first, or do we want a token? I think let's get a token. It's not objectively clear, and I'd like having the extra mana available. Alright. Almost certainly cycling this. Actually, yeah, this makes it so they can't attack next turn unless they deal with the Seasoned Pyromancer with another Spatial Contortion. Okay. Yeah, starting off with a lost mono green Tron is going to be a little disheartening, but it is what it is. Yeah, they can't attack. And we got to cycle this if they don't attack, which I'm sure they won't. I mean, you'd think they would have just fired off a Spatial Contortion at a turn if they had it, or just right now. Maybe they're thinking about whether to Spatial Contortion, I don't know. Yeah, I can't see them, because it's like so much better to effectively cycle while also dealing with the Thought-Knots here. Yeah, I need another Pillage, because to keep them off of 6 mana. Yeah. There's all the mana rock type effects. I think eggs is the correct term, not mana rocks, mana eggs. I don't know. There's a mana egg. Yeah, it's very possible Temple lost us the game there. I don't know. So be it. Let's wait till the end of the league to pass judgment, but it's definitely a disheartening early story for this card. This is it's a little rough because I'm not really sure. Well, they can't play Karn next turn, so I think it's fine to have this sitting in our hand. I'm going to play out our lands unless we play, in case we draw another Pyromancer. I don't know. Once Wormcoil hits, it's probably GG. I mean, they've got to have some kind of payoffs in their hand. Yeah, why were they even thinking about not playing Wormcoil Engine? Oh, it's this card. Well, actually, this is a lot better than Wormcoil Engine if it's past turn 5. Okay, and by better, I mean better for us. That doesn't mean we're going to win, but if it was Wormcoil Engine, it would have almost been Jeff Hoogland just scoop it up right now territory. Because, yeah, and you know, like, not to disillusion anybody, but when I'm playing unrecorded matchups, I do scoop them up Jeff Hoogland style a little more often. The reality is time is a resource too, and like, you know, but since I'm recording, I'm gonna show it to the conclusion. And you do have slightly better EV actually by playing it all out. It's just that sometimes I just value my time more valuable than the small extra percentage chance that I might win. Make no mistake, I fully respect that you do have better EV by playing it all out, but anyway, you know what? Maybe I'll try to practice that a little more. It might be better to just to play like higher quality. Okay, we need Pillage like right now. So much so that, well, actually, it's about the same whether I. Okay, let's hopefully draw into Pillage. I mean, because either way, cycling this or dealing with this, we draw a card. We need to draw land and Pillage, but maybe. When maybe we attack, and we're obviously going to dash with Ragavan for 2 reasons, both because I have to imagine they have to block the Obosh. Maybe we don't want to yield because, you know, if we do connect with Ragavan and we get like an Ancient Stirrings or something, we're probably going to cast it. So you see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I could see them blocking Ragavan, but I don't know. I would not go down to 15 because then suddenly that gives me the possibility of winning. Plus, they actually trade with the Obosh, which is really bad for us. Okay. They were definitely thinking about blocking Ragavan. All right, we'll cast it. Not bad. Yep, and this goes back to our hand, which is great because that means it won't die to the Oblivion Stone. And actually, great that it's a star, because this means if they blow the Oblivion Stone now, we still get a card. What's it called? Yeah, I think they got to crack the O-Stone. I wouldn't, if they've got Urlamog, I don't think they should be cute. Actually, they don't even have 10 mana left. This is just how much mana you need, folks, if you don't have Tron. 10 mana, think about 2 more lands. It doesn't look like they had an infinite amount of mana here, even when they don't have... I don't know. I literally see no reason to block. Yeah, I do, because there's no way they don't crack this. There's no way they don't crack this. Like, the good news is that means maybe I can land a Mage's second main phase. But I'm only chumping. I'm not getting clever because we know they're cracking this. They can't take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Yeah, wait till my attack step. You saw I got Ragavan. I mean, I hope you don't, in a way, but also I kind of hope that this is a representative game and not necessarily reliant on your misplay to see what the deck's capable of. But, yeah, see, that was objectively the better play. So, let's, is there any reason to crack this now? No, I don't think so. We'll wait till the second main phase. Because we're going to draw a card off of this anyway. There's no way they take 6. 3, 2... Yeah, because then he just died a bolt. Yep. And this is... Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe we got a chance. No, this is a chance. I mean, we're still extremely disfavored because 9 life is still fairly high. Okay, nothing we can do. We get to draw a card, which is sweet. Alright, 2 Magi. Can't complain. Now the question is, do we want to play out Ragavan, or do we want to save it for dashing? Here's the deal. They might be holding a... We might be holding a Ujin. Yeah. I'm holding Ragavan for the dash. We got enough mana. So, let's see. And if we dash with this next turn, we'll still be in a pretty decent shape. So I think they kind of have to have either Wurmcoil Engine or Ujin, or Karn. Karn would be actually nasty because then they take the Ragavan. But if they take the Ragavan, I don't know. Like, there's still a lot that can go wrong here. But I just think we're in a slightly better position if they've got Ujin. We're almost getting to the point where we can play their Wurmcoil off the top. Almost. Actually, yeah. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we get another land if we connect. That's 6. So like 2 to dash, 5 untapped. That means we get a 6 with the treasure token if we connect. Wurmcoil off the top. Yeah, actually, we could cast a Wurmcoil off the top if we reveal it. That's pretty sweet. Hey, you know, this is an interesting game no matter what. You know, they could just put Giganta to hand and play it. I wonder if they're forgetting that. Well, not anymore, I don't think. Well, yeah, they still can. Which might be what's happening. That's why I'm held on to Ragavan for dashing, folks. Alright, let's cast with dash. See, like in my introduction video, this is the underrated strength of dashing here. Wormcoil? Yeah, why not? I'll take any card advantage I can get at this point. I mean, I'm basically just going for a mountain. But still. Yeah, those were mostly not that great anyway. Alright, this is still a problem. I got a feeling they got Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Okay. Sure what this is. Oh, okay. Alrighty. I wonder why they didn't just tap 2 mines, power plant, and then this, instead of having to float a mana, but I don't know. My Ragavan. Still, I mean, maybe Thought-Knot Seer is a slightly suboptimal card for them to fetch. You know what? Let's let them have a Ragavan, because now Thought-Knot Seer doesn't hit anything. I mean, this is almost certainly a game we're losing, but at least playing it out made the game a little more interesting. Alrighty. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we probably would have won this if this temple wasn't our 3rd land drop. So I might go back to the mountain mana base. Maybe hitting the 3rd land drop's a little more reliable because of the cycling the spell bombs. And this is literally like just the new experimentation tech. Also, we didn't even scry that land we saw on the top to the bottom. So it's just kind of Okay, let's attack. And here's my reasoning. We got to get obscenely lucky to win. And I just think, you know, cracking in for even 1 damage so that at least double Lightning Bolt. At least double Lightning Bolts it out. Now, we know we sent 1 Lightning Bolt to the bottom. And never mind, we sent 1 Lightning Bolt to the bottom, and there's 2 more in the grave. No, actually, double Hammer of Bogardan, or just 1 Hammer of Bogardan plus no Grave Hate might do it. Man, if only Hammer of Bogardan didn't have to be 5 at the upkeep, but you know, it's like, does it really make that big of a difference? I don't know why they had to make it upkeep. I mean, the card would have been still, I think, perfectly not overpowered if it was just any time, but whatever, it was designed a long time ago, who cares? So they got Blast Zone, but still. Man. I mean, Blood Moon is nice and all, but it's just not... Okay. Alrighty. I mean, they can restart the game if they want. They'll get their own Ragavan. Hopefully they do. I mean, I don't know. Like, I could see them maybe restarting the game if we draw Hammer Bogardan, because then they know they're dead the next turn. And that's probably the best we can hope for at this point, is them just restarting the game. Okay. I wouldn't have done that if they were them. Now restarting the game is kind of a non-vote, because now they have to restart with Blood Moon in play, which I have to imagine is not where they want to be. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they're just like doing everything they can because they've already got the win in hand, and yeah, that's kind of having the win in hand. But I mean, you know, I mean, basically hammers are out now. Well, this helps us find hammer faster. Now, Blood Moon is not our out, and in fact, we're going to take 4 damage. So I guess that's GG. Man, this was a surprising... See, guys, actually, maybe I will start following the strategy of not scooping as much. Maybe I don't appreciate the GGs from the winning side, though, but maybe I mean, obviously, I think 99% of the time people mean it. Maybe I should just say GGs, but I don't know. If it's in real life, I'd say a GGs. I just don't feel like... Maybe I'll just have the chat turned off. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't bother me, but anyway, I guess I'll say GG's too. Yeah, I don't think it's good etiquette to say GG's if you win, but it doesn't really matter, and maybe, honestly, I wouldn't have even thought it's bad etiquette unless, like, an obscure article a long time ago says it. See, this is one of the problems, actually, with writing kind of articles about, like, trying to be polite, is sometimes something that maybe not even isn't necessarily objectively impolite can kind of become considered impolite because somebody somewhere might consider it impolite, which, honestly, somebody somewhere could probably consider anything impolite. And yeah, so I'm gonna just make a conscious effort not to, like, be as offended, unless it's, like, very obvious that they're, like, I don't know, unless they're, like, talking smack the entire game or something and they end with GG's. I think there's, like, a 90+% chance that it's that they probably just feel awkward. But yeah, this is probably one reason why it's and by awkward I just mean, like, it feels a little awkward if you're facing, I guess, somebody, and I don't know, just leave maybe, but whatever. I mean, like I said, I honestly wouldn't have thought anything of it unless I didn't. Okay, let's get off that for a second. Let's yeah, maybe this is a reason not to scoop it against mono green Tron, because, like, you will win actually in not zero amount of games because they just don't have a Wormcoil engine or something, and you know but yeah, anyway, so, like, that's the thing. I think it's safe to say that we probably more likely than not would have won if we would have had a mountain instead of temple. I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to say that arrogantly or anything, like oh, my deck's unbeatable or anything, but I'm just saying that just to try to, like, just to analyze, I guess, if we weren't experimenting with the temples. All right, anyway, let's see.